Okay. We got a lot going on now. But, as I said, we will now head to Skilla. My eyes! There's a drawstring on these pants that are hanging up, and I walked right by it, and it whipped right in my goddamn eyes. How close is the computer? My computer is right here. I can reach out and touch it. Oh, I touched it. That computer. The computer we use for streaming. You need any parts? We're good on parts. I mean, when I can afford it, I'm going to upgrade my capture card. Because I'm worried that it's dying and I want to be able to stream at a higher resolution, and we're going to go dual PC setup and yada, yada, yada. But that's a whole nother thing. That's a want. That's a save for. That's a stream upgrade I'm planning on doing, but nada. My computer's going to die. But what we're going to do is we bought another big hard drive to store stuff on, and he wants to set it up as a RAID. Now, if I remember right, when you set up a RAID, it wipes the memory of the other drive, which is what I'm worried about. He says he doesn't think it does.
Crew report.
But the drive that I use to keep my footage on for these like Let's Plays and edits and everything else I do on YouTube, we're going to back that up. That's the plan. Of course, if when you do a RAID, it requires you wipe the memory like I thought it did, that probably will complicate the day. Skilla. Long distance. Oh yeah, we need to do this first, Sophia.
Cap, you have a message from
my eyes.
Sophia
I cannot believe some dumb little accident like that is causing
Captain.
my eyes to get so
I
scratchy.
almost expected you wouldn't go through with it.
Is she gonna know that
Dr. Wells found a
Feeney
way
has
to
played
corrupt
4D
the
chess
signal
with her?
before we could pinpoint his location. Still, it's only a matter of time before we find him.
I mean, we would have to be in there and probably have a conversation with him to give the signal, right?
So, of this colony.
Couldn't you anticipate? I feel like they would know that we would double cross them. So I feel like they would give us a signal that would be able to minimize corruption in the first place. It's sort of weird that they were bamboozled so easy. We need to have a talk about the future of this colony. Byzantium's a big place. How do I know this isn't a trap?
Because I'm not in the business of arresting my own allies. You have my word.
Oh, well, now they're going to be onto us for sure.
Meet me in my office. I've authorized your ship at my personal landing pad.
Adjutant Akande has ended her call. Rather rudely, if I might say, considering she didn't sign off. Will there be anything else?
The game,
Captain?
similar to Fallout 3, is kind of like, even more so than Fallout 3, is trying to push you towards, like, do the right thing.
Welcome back, Captain.
Do the right thing. Fallout 3 makes it obvious what is the right thing. But I feel like here at the end, the game's kind of like, yo, are you really going to be a dick? You've come this far. You sure you want to be a dick? Both, Sophia was pleased with your results and requested you come see her in Byzantium. I don't know that can hurt. Land your ship in one of Hope's docking base. We'll be planning on doing that soon. Everything's in Skilla now, though. Visit the Greater Halcyon Insurance Group. A lot of companion quests. I think we finally got done with
sending a
Parvati's, though.
Signal to the board was quite clever, if I might say.
Captain. Let's take full credit for that one. Let's take full credit for it. We're poor, though. We had 40,000 bits at one point. There's the one toilet. Hey, wait. I think there's another bath. No, there isn't. Felix, we're about to do his mission. Oh, you can technically steal all the shit in your ship. Good. What I'm curious is Sam.
Battery levels are.
Oh. Okay. Well, does it ever play out to a companion quest, or is it just a thing? Is it just a random thing that happens in the ship every now and again? But hey, by the way, Ada and Sam have a relationship. They're a thing. Because it seems like that's all it is. By the way, they're a thing. Tech skills +5, which we also have in this, so we can put that away. Keeping that on here, keeping that. Okay. Skilla. We said we go to Skilla. We're going to Skilla. Up here is just their room, right? In the kitchen. Yep. See, unlocked the perk Clean Sweep for Sam. But if I go to Sam, I'm going to assume it's under perks. See that, but I don't see Clean Sweep. I see all the normal ones. But that's it. That's all I see. And I'm guessing you can't upgrade those. Who knows? I feel like there should be more to Sam, and if there isn't, then I'm disappointed. It seems like he's probably the most underbaked of all the companions. Not just in the fact that there probably won't be a story with him, but that, like, armor, weapons, it seems like they had it all thought out, that was going to be a part of how this game worked, and he just sort of exists, and the features around him weren't actually added. Scylla is one of the largest asteroids orbiting Halcyon, the largest in a grouping of rocks known as the Carbidus Cluster. Hephaestus mining. We'll enunciate it, pronounce it different every single time. Once claimed the asteroid, but its prospecting site was abandoned decades ago. I think that the iconoclast and the set ending that had was bullshit. I think there should have been much more past to that. I think we got screwed, and I'm still talking about it. And why I'm talking about it, because I also think we got screwed on Sublight. We went out and we did everything we could for Sublight. We got them a freaking station of their own. We got parts and ships and material, and we just did everything for them. We have greatly benefited Sublight, and we went against them once, and that was enough. And even then, just barely. Wait, Harlow's landing base. Oh, Felix.
Destination reached. Scylla.
Well, we've never been to Scylla before, so... What mission do we put on? The Low Crusade. With Ellie. We need Ellie. God, everybody's got a thing here. Everyone's got a thing here. Let's start with Ellie, and let's start with Vicar.
Do return in one piece.
And that's who we got. Billy and Ecker.
Captain.
Vicar and Ellie. Oh yeah, so Parvati's is done because we got the achievement. Anything for a friend. We talk. That's probably Ellie.
So we're really gonna do this?
Do you want to do it?
I've seen lots of crazy, Captain, but Phineas is in a class of his own.
Oh, that? You want to talk about that?
Do you really think he knows what he's doing? Sending us to skip the Hope into Terra-2's orbit right under the board's nose?
I'm not sure, but it's our best chance.
There's a sobering thought.
I forgot to get water. Damn it.
I think this whole plan's insane, but it'll make a good story, you know, if we survive. Speaking of, I get that Phineas thinks he's saving the colony, but what about you? Why risk your neck on this crazy scheme?
Well, you can't make any money if there's no people left. The people of Halcyon deserve a chance to do the colonists on Hope. It's just my kind of crazy. For better or worse, my future is tied to Halcyon now. It sounded better than being home alone on a Saturday night. Let's ask about her.
I'll do anything for a good story, and nothing shines on a pirate's resume like a successful suicide mission. But I asked you first.
Deserve a chance. So do the colonists on the Hope. It's my kind of crazy. Saturday night. I mean, this is...
Coming from anyone else, that would sound like a line from one of those Odeon Pictures movies. But I think you really mean it.
We'll go with the nice
Still,
answer.
All this depends on the other Hope colonists. Are they going to pull us out of the
Anything
ship?
just to read her
Or are we all
reply.
just going to leave a bigger, uglier stain on this corner of the galaxy?
We'll pull together. I'm confident that if they're half as capable as me, we'll be in good hands. I'm not optimistic, but we got to try something before we all go down.
You're too trusting, and I'm gonna remember that when I negotiate for my cut of our reward, okay? Well, whenever you're ready to do this, I'm with you. Anything else?
Yeah, she wasn't totally mind blown by that because that's not her style.
I could
We probably
spend
should have just
hours
said, you know,
reflecting on the secret
I'm not
workings of the
optimistic, but we
universe.
have to try.
Little else in this colony offers such a relaxing pastime.
You're a strange guy,
So, tell me
Vicar.
what's on your mind. I excel at confessional listening.
Nothing. Okay. This is Ellie and the insurance. That's where we'll start things.
If I were...
That completely killed their conversation. Whatever he was about to say totally unloaded, and it confused the hell out of that NPC. So this place is cool. And I'm thinking you could, if you wanted, completely ignore that it even exists. And I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing. What the hell is that?
Nice and easy.
I think I prefer when it was Ellie moaning, but okay, Vicar, you do your thing. X skills +5, power attack damage, blah. Is there any armor in there that was interesting? We shall buy these because of our food and alcohol addiction, causing all kinds of problems for us. Do we even need more food? I see light ammo. Milk. Problem is, milk doesn't count as a drug. I mean, I wouldn't think it would, but alcohol and nicotine doesn't, so maybe milk does. You know, pop does. Oh, it's all the way back here? What? That doesn't make any sense. Scholar turned out to be someone else entirely, an ex-con man, Maxman in prison, but through Reginald, you were able to learn that the journal was originally property of a philosophist who rusticates in a life of hermitage at Unskilla. Okay, this one at least we're going to be over there. Good. I don't know why. It wanted us to go to the Harlow landing pad, but we made our decision up. It's going to be Vicar and Ellie. Dude, is this area big? This area seems pretty big. And they did a super job on the skyboxes and horizons and maps in this game. Oh, hey, beasties. They literally ate that guy's head off. We've put a lot of points into this build. Let's get rid of the drug and the alcohol stuff. I had Primal Hunters. A lot of crit damage now.
Here we go. Down they go.
ADS is so damn slow in this game, in this scope.
Everyone all right?
Ellie has an in-ray gun, right? Yeah, she does. Should have gave Vicar a hammer. That big in-ray hammer. I'll have to do that the next time. We're going the opposite way. I've got a habit of exploring, but this game, if this game's taught us anything, it's don't do it because quests will bring you over there anyway, so you might as well wait. They didn't notice it at all, and notice us at all, and then we went to crouch, and then we started to get like, oh, there might be somebody around here. Well, what do you know?
Get up! Can't get past that armor!
Muffled sounds. We're in outer space. Games love to do this. They don't change the gravity. They don't change the air you breathe. They don't change all the multitude of things that change when you would be on a different celestial body, but they will certainly imitate the sound, the muffled sound. Has it been like this the whole time? About to take
Hard
off.
to imagine leaving something as expensive as a terraformer lying around.
You can only move forwards or backwards as a society. And I, for one, fully support our progressive efforts.
You know, with this game, when people say it's shit, if Knights of the Old Republic, and I do believe it is the masterpiece that everyone says it is,
What was that? What was that?
They're on us.
then I don't know how you could call this game shit. Because this game shares so much in common with Knights of the Old Republic. And the more I've played the game, like, there's been huge sections where I was bored, but the deeper I've gotten into it, like the last 3 times I've streamed it, I've really liked it, and I've enjoyed it thoroughly. And it reminds me all the time more and more of Knights of the Old Republic. And the way that the story progresses and the quest progresses and the way you build your character and how storytelling is the predominant element to it all. But you'll see just as many people these days who will sit there and say, this game is ass. It was simple. It boiled down to nothing. If you've experienced 5 minutes of it, you've seen the entire game. And I don't think that's accurate or fair. I think maybe if you rush the main story, maybe. We said when we got here, and I don't know that this is true, but I suspect it is. Oh, that's Ellie. That we probably could not even go to Skilla. Only 10% of people had ever done a companion quest. When we got that achievement, this game has like 20% of people have actually beat it, which is really good. But only 10% have done a companion quest. So that tells me the vast majority, what they're doing, the vast majority of what they did was just rush it. Just bum rush the main story. I don't think it's a bad thing to put most of your content, because I still think the end game is, the end of the story is going to be benefited for us having tried to do a lot of side stuff. Not have to play out, I always think she's an enemy anymore, play out like Red Dead Redemption and take 100 hours to see the end of the damn game. The one thing I will say though, that I agree with, that people tell me a lot, is we're on hard, but we pretty much dominate at this point. We're well in control of every firefight. The last time it was really hard was the Iconoclast, and that's only because we were playing stupid as hell. And I also don't think, maybe it's just limited to my build, but we've tried to go down the sniper build. And maybe if I go get that legendary sniper, which I'm tempted to do at this point, get some money and tinker with it, help the build along. But just run around with a shotgun or in-ray damage gun seems to do the job just fine. So truly, like, having, like, Fallout makes you have a build, especially Fallout 4 and Fallout New Vegas. They really make you have to have a build. Welcome back, Wilso. Thanks for being here. This game doesn't really require that at all. By the end of it, you're just really strong. It's not a bad thing, but there's a lot less tension. And I don't really...
I'll be mourning them.
The big thing is that all the guns boil into long guns. Yeah, I went long guns, but that doesn't necessarily mean sniper. And yeah, I went sneak and stuff, and, you know, I've tried to do a whole sniper build. But because everything boils down into either long guns or handguns, like, handguns is probably more specific, and we haven't tried melee weapons. According to much, Broaded is reserved for a Circus Time sponsored average. But I think either way, no matter the build, to its credit, they would all probably be equally as strong, but all pretty much boil into pew-pew. You wouldn't have to, like, even Borderlands style, do just a few mechanics to really lock in that strength. Which, the crux of that is that this game puts a lot of effort into, like, you probably want to avoid combat, right? You probably want to avoid this fight, because fighting's not easy in this game, but that's not necessarily true. Most of the time you benefit from just fighting, and it's not really something you have to question. Like, yeah, I want the XP and the stuff from the fighting, and I'm not worried about it. So they do they ramrod this system in it, they ramrod the reputation thing in. Well, if you do this fight, it works because it helps you know, switch the scales on that argument a little bit from like, this is a totally useless mechanic of trying to make you avoid fights to you got to think about it a little bit, but it's also forced. Want to feed the primals 2 bits for, which is just a long-winded way of saying they should make the combat harder. And the way they do it in Supernova is not a good way to do that, where the people, your followers, die. Just make stuff hit you really hard and you hit it hard back. It was working like that, but now that we've leveled up quite a bit. Okay, anyway, according to the Fated Broadsheet, it was reserved for a Circus Time sponsored advertisement. Circus Time announces Primal Performance Tour. Come one, come all. Circus Time is about to turn your community into a circus town. Our patented primal performers can dance, sing, eat, and dance. Dodge, duck, dive, dip, and dodge. The American Dodgeball Association of America. Want to feed the primals? 2 bits for a bag of Sprat Tails. Want to take one home? Ask our lawyers. Want to be part of the meet and greet retreat? Look into pricing for our premium primal pack. Keep your eyes to the sky. Primals are coming. Under no circumstance should primals leave their enclosure. Primals will consume human flesh. Unattended primals should be reported to the nearest Circus Time authority. Do not expose primals to gunfire, loud noises, or harsh language of any kind. Primal musk is toxic and mildly corrosive. Do not submerge body parts in primal musk. Circus Time employees will never instruct guests to interact with primal musk ever. Yo, Stoned and Graham, what up, man? I gave you that shout out earlier. I really appreciate you popping in here and saying hi. I told the stream, and I'll tell them again, you're a legend at Apex Legends, so make sure you give that man some love. Are you enjoying Season 6, Stoned and Graham? Thanks a lot for being here, buddy. Thank you. Thank you. Welcome, Traveler. Welcome. We're enjoying Outer Worlds. I do think we can be done with it this week. We're going to put a few more hours into it today. Need to make some money. So I am tempted, though, because I think we have to go back to Emerald Vale one more time to get... I know where that legendary sniper's at, and to get it. And maybe tinkering with that sniper, which has a much higher base damage, will allow us... This is very Borderlandsy. There's always that... It's 50% Fallout, and it's 49.9% Fallout. It's 50% Coder, and it's 0.1% Borderlands. And that 0.1% of Borderlands is the thing they need to most change. Because there's already Borderlands. That 0.1%, or maybe more, needs to be the Outer Worlds thing. And I don't just mean the story and the universe and the characters. I mean an element besides... I mean, the closest thing they have, I should say. The closest thing they have is the science weapons. To kind of be in their own. Even though that is a bit Borderlandsy. And I still believe that that's not the biggest deal in the world, but they should figure it out for the sequel. The sequel can probably solidify this game as another franchise. Another great RPG franchise. They get it right. And I think you take away some of that Borderlands stuff and you make it a scarier shooter, a more difficult shooter. It just needs its own unique Outer Worlds thing, I feel like. Starcross Troopers, why was it updated?
Someone else will pick this up, right?
That's strange. Oh, good. Post a clip in Discord under highlights I hit today. Sweet. Thank you, Maltroff. I appreciate it, buddy. I'll check it out in a little bit. Oh god, we're under the effects of in-ray damage. Does Vicar have one? No, just Ellie. And Ellie's just got the shrink ray, so that's strange. But other than that, the Fallout stuff works because it doesn't feel like they're outright stealing. It just feels like it's the tech they had. It's how they know how to make a game, and so they went with it. And the Coder stuff, same thing. You know, that's what they learned from Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2. And they found ways to work within what they learned there and make it their own. I don't think either of those things feel like cheap or like the B team's take on the franchise. Mostly it's the stuff that's based in solid game design principles and gels the game. It just needs that little extra spice that primarily, like I've been talking about, revolves around like, hey, let's shoot stuff up, but you hardly ever get to shoot stuff up. And hey, you probably don't, right? Because it's like Knights of the Old Republic, and combat isn't necessarily easy, so you might want to think your way through it. Of course, thinking your way through it in this game basically leads to one of two decisions. You either shoot the shit regardless, which is usually fine. The only time that is a worrisome decision is when it comes to reputation. Or you sneak around it.
Quiet.
Occasionally you get to go to a terminal and be like, I'm going to poison it. Even more rarely, you'll get to persuade somebody, but that's usually in a situation where there wasn't going to be combat anyway. I guess we're just going to have to shotgun this stuff. Oh yeah, and also buy a shotgun.
Make him regret it.
Shotguns have been 100 times more efficient than sniper rifles ever freaking thought of being.
Their death, our survival.
Yeah, it's primals. At this point, we can pretty much shit on primals, though. This is probably a quest. We'll wait. I can't break the Bethesda instinct, so. Again, the Knights of the Old Republic thing is, it's not really open world. There's areas that are set up ahead of time to be quest areas. But that Bethesda Fallout vibes always got me like, oh, what's over here? You see that mountain? Same time, that's not really how this works in this game. I don't know that they advertised it as open world, though. I feel like that's another complaint that... Like, these are seriously bully monks. You see what I mean? The 0.1% is Borderlands, and it's the 0.1% that feels the most off. It's cool that it's a shooter. I'm glad it's a shooter. But they've got to figure out how they're going to be their own shooter, I think. There's one and only one Borderlands, and that game's pretty much got that space under control. Luckily, there's so much other stuff working with this game that it does, you know, just something to think about for the sequel. People always say, like, oh, they claimed it was an open world game, but it's really not. I don't know where. The only time that I guess you'd get that vibe is when it's like from the original creators of Fallout, when they revealed the game.
We're getting close to the Hermit. I can feel it.
That's just weird, man. You don't even know who the hell this guy is. Like, less than a week ago, you just learned he even existed. Well, let's head in. Even on Discord? No. Hermit.
What have the solar winds
That's a creative
deposited
name
on
for...
my doorstep now? Just more dirt and debris? Or do you actually believe you are here seeking the truth? I admit I tire of the truth seeking. Mayhaps you're here to rob me? That would be so much more exciting.
That Oblivion music clip fit just a little too well there, and I just went on a big thing about how it's like, it's not a total... It doesn't feel like it's a complete rip. Oh, we're here to get this book translated, Max. That would be so much more exciting. Yeah, we're here to rob you. What do you got? We're here to get this book translated.
We've been told this was once yours. I believe the knowledge within here contains the answers I seek. Answers that will free men's minds from toil.
I can translate.
This is going to end so
But it
predictably.
won't do you any good. I can see you are a man in a hurry, and the insights in that book would take you years of study
canon.
to fully comprehend.
Gotta get his
I've
cuirass
spent
in
my
order.
life in contemplation. I believe my mind is prepared to receive the truth.
Look, can we just move along here, please? Hermit Lady, enough talk. How about throw Max a bone here? We've come a long way to help Max get some peace. Is there anything you can do to help?
There is one way that can speed up the process. It involves a
Oh boy,
combination
looks
of
like we're doing
several
some more fetch quests.
ingredients, some of which can be fatal. It is not for the faint of heart or the unprepared.
Well, Max just said he was prepared, didn't he?
Either hallucinations followed by unconsciousness and a headache, or raving insanity, which can be fun in its own
Well,
way.
Vicar's already halfway there, and he is a headache. When you say ingredients, you mean drugs, right?
A crass way to put it, but yes. Chemicals that can expand or destroy the participant's consciousness.
Well, count us in. Shit. Hey, Max said he's prepared.
And I believe
He's
may
a
be
man.
right.
Give him the strong
There
drugs.
is both violence and peace warring inside you, Max.
Ain't that the
This
truth?
process would be extremely tenuous for one such as yourself.
I'm committed, no matter the cost.
I'll supervise, for safety purposes.
I like the way Ellie thinks. I'm committed to taking as many drugs as possible, so count me in as well.
All right. Head on into the meditation room and partake of the sacramental incense.
Okay, so
It's
we're gonna
waiting
take
on the
like
table when you're
hibiscus
ready to begin.
or ayahuasca plant or whatever that plant is they do in the Amazon, and now everybody, you know, who's filthy rich enough, ayahuasca, I think it is, goes out into the middle of the jungle and has a shaman lead them through some shit. Yeah, ayahuasca. It's gonna be a fucking trip, boys. Let's go. We need a better sound for this one, but whatever. There. Have you touched the face of God? Jesus Christ, crucifixions. Breathe deeply of the sacramental sense. Oh, here it is. This is the one we needed.
Poor Maximilian. Maximilian.
Holy Jesus Christ.
Do this. You've been fighting against the world since before you left home. Haven't you figured out yet that the more you fight, the more pain you cause yourself?
We always try, Wilso.
You're dead.
Oh,
You
Jesus.
can't be here. I knew this was
Why do we
too
get
good
to be a
be
part
true.
of Vicar's
These are
hallucination?
just
We always
cheap
try with
hallucinogens that
thugged. Yeah, that's that sticky
What's
icky. It's a
happening to
little
my
little
voice?
difficult.
Does my voice sound weird to you? And what's wrong with your
The
face?
thing is, Vicar, you have anger
Say so,
issues.
Mr. Max. Your voice always sounds weird.
Ellie, you're looking hotter than usual. While we're stoned out of our minds, shall we? Your mother's right, Max. We should listen to her. She's a hallucination. Why am I seeing her too? It's all bullshit. Don't fall for it. Attack. See what happens if you hit her. Yeah. I agree with this one. Why am I seeing her too?
We are obviously the victims of a tasteless joke being perpetuated. Perpetrated?
I think we should just ride the waves, baby.
We're
Let's
being
ride
made
the waves
fools
of the
of,
trip.
aren't we?
No.
When I get out of here, I'm going to show that hermit what you get for messing with me.
Oh God, Vicar, you need to calm your ass.
Always ready to give up, to lash out. Always searching for answers, but always.
Your mother
the
kind of
wrong
reminds me of my
place,
mother.
never looking inside himself.
We came here so you could learn how to not be an ass, Max. So, stop being an ass.
Damn, Ellie, you get a little finer by the moment. Yeah, we ought to at least hear her out, Max. Okay, Vision Mommy, how about giving us answers instead of hollow platitudes?
Thank you. It relieves me to see there's at least one positive influence in my son's life after all these years. Has he told you how he thoughtlessly abandoned us?
Thoughtlessly?
Jeez.
How could you say that?
Harsh
I
much?
only wanted you and Father to be proud of me. I was going to be the perfect vessel. I was going to be a better, more full of the plan.
Thinking that
This year, it's all coming out wrong.
everything's gonna be changing for
The
Vicar
plan,
after this.
It filled you with a joy I could never feel. I wanted it. And being a laborer made me miserable. I was better than that.
You certainly convinced yourself you were. But don't feel bad. We continually lie to ourselves, weaving stories in a vain attempt to convince us that we are in control of anything. These stories are how we try to make sense of our lives, but they are not real, are they? They're just stories. You need to drop your story and see the truth.
Ooh, boy. Some heavy stuff being unloaded right now on Max. Tom's right, Max. Your story blinded you to the truth and landed you in prison. Seeing the truth is easier said than done. How about we cut to the chase here, Lady Figment? Max, you don't need this. Guess he did go to prison. But I kind of feel like shut this crap down, Max. You don't need this.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Vicar, you were warned, man. Trusting an unbalanced hermit with your sanity seemed rational to you. You pushed didn't your story push you to study band works to unlock the secrets of the plan?
No, I just wanted to prove to my parents that
Vicar, we already discussed this, man. If you turn against me one more time, your ass is out.
Max, you need to lay the past to rest. What happened with your father and I, it's long dead. To attain your goals, you must live in the chaos. Be fine with the chaos. Whether you resist or not, it will take you wherever it wants. More assuredly than even the fictional architect's plan you slave away to prove.
No, that's not true. The basis of everything is order, not chaos. It's true.
If this had happened before the Philosophist, I wonder how he would have gone about this.
Before you died, the plan made you happy.
No, it didn't.
I feel
I
like...
made myself happy. There's nothing holding you back but you. If you can't understand that, you will never understand anything. Goodbye, Maximilian.
Damn. He just got red
This whole
pilled.
thing,
This guy just got red pilled.
it's just a farce, right? Just my own brain working against me? You couldn't be more right. Hello, Max.
Vivid hallucination.
What?
He just told you to take responsibility for your own life, man.
Me? Are you me? Not really.
I think we should have done this quest and then interacted with the Philosophist and seen if Vicar's conversation was different with Graham.
I have no doubts. And I don't exist. Yet you have judged yourself against me your whole life. Why? Why do you berate yourself for not being me?
This is a deep quest. This is like our good wolf, our inside ideal self that we never seem to be able to quite attain. You know, the one that wakes up at 5 in the morning and hits the gym. He's a better man than he gives himself credit for. Yeah, Max, why do you do that? Let them talk. Intelligence. I figured it out. You need to kill this guy now. Interesting. Interesting. This one's tricky. I mean, I want the intelligence skill check, but I feel like... I don't know. I'm gonna go intelligence.
What are you talking about?
He's yourself. You need to get rid of him. Get it? It's almost like a bad joke.
I can do that. Incoming. I see you're back with us. Feared we lost you there. Never seen anyone pass out yet stay upright.
2 XP? All that talking and arguing ruined my high. I gotta do it.
Ruined? You seem to be having quite the time. Though I must admit I was a bit concerned when you stripped naked and tried to eat your clothes.
I think we're gonna have to reload. I don't think this is what we want. We've avoided that for most of this, but this is one of these where it's the conversation was so interesting.
I was joking. You passed out fairly early in the process. Well before I realized what an ignorant fool I've been.
But we'll see.
Everything is perfect.
So you weren't as prepared as you thought. You've obviously gone insane.
In a way. Perhaps
Glad
it's
you
more
found
accurate
answers,
to
Max.
say I was asking the wrong questions. I understand so much more now. I see it all. all there is to be experienced.
Wait, so
To
did
be
Vicar
lived.
become the Buddha? Did he just become
Of
the
course,
Lord
there's
Buddha?
pain and loss, but the suffering is caused by trying to control reality, clinging to the way you want things to be, not enjoying
He did.
the way they are.
He just reached nirvana. He's the Lord Buddha. This was the Buddha's realization. Just be in the moment. Well, I've had enough of philosophism to last a lifetime. Let's get out of here.
I am content. I've finally found what I was looking for, even though I was looking for the wrong thing.
Well, we won. I'm not sure if that's worth the reload or not. Gained a tuned in perk. Okay, well, we've seen this before, and it didn't actually give us a perk. So I'm not sure about that at all. It said check his thing. Okay, here's Vicar. Axe, Sermon, Mad Max. Second Wind, Showtime. Oh, there it is. Tunes in. Oh, it's under this. Increase the duration of effects when taking drugs. Oh, well, that might help us with the addiction problem we have, I guess. I feel like there's a lot of different ways that could have gone. I actually gained a lot for doing that. I'm going to save. So I guess it probably went the way we wanted it to go. But I'm curious if I go one other route.
We can handle this.
Oh, and that is not the route. Guess it's all the way back here.